recording. This is Paul Harris for This is Swansea Wales. I'm down in Castle Square Gardens and I'm with Glyn Jones from 4 in 10. Go.
4 in 10 is a campaign called 4 in 10 because for every 10 workers in Swansea, 4 are from the public sector. Today we are showing a bit of political theatre, and we're trying to build for the TUC demonstration in London on the 20th of October, which is against the government's cuts. They're making the public sector pay for the bankers' crisis. We don't think that's right. There are cuts coming in the health service, in police, the welfare state, and today we've been visiting different parts of the public sector in Swansea. We have tombstones commemorating job losses already. This is year 2 of a 5-year austerity plan, and people have got to wake up, because if they don't, their public sector will be cut and will be closed. And then when they look for the need, whether it be for the elderly, for the sick, for the people who are worried about crime, for people who want all sorts of help that the public sector give, there simply won't be a service around anymore. So that's what we're doing today.
Excellent. So what's inspired you to do this today then, Glenn? I mean, is it the austerity cuts by the government? Has that got something to do with it?
Absolutely. The government have said that in order to close the deficit, they will stop spending our money on services that service our communities. And they're slashing a lot of the benefits. A lot of disabled people who can no longer work are going to have their benefits cut. You'll find that there'll be cuts in schools. In the police force in Wales already, there's been over 1,000 police staff jobs gone and hundreds of police officers' jobs gone. The civil service is being hit hard. In every part of the public sector, the government's austerity plans are hitting and closing services and making workers redundant. And of course, if public sector workers get made redundant in Swansea, they have less money to spend. So shops, services, pubs, cinemas are all hit in Swansea because people spend less, and so the recession continues. It's not working. The government's policies have been shown that over the last 2 years. They've failed, they've got to stop, and people have got to tell them that.
Do you agree then, Glenn, that the austerity cuts are necessary to take us into the future?
Not at all. And in fact, more and more economists are saying quite the reverse is true. We need to spend more public sector money to start building houses that people need, to put people back into work, and start public works for things that people need and employ people at the same time. That puts money in their pockets, they go out and spend it, and so the manufacturing and the private industry also pick up. Without more public expenditure, we will never get out of this recession.
The demand on the National Health Service has never been more than it is today. Of course, the cutbacks, if there's going to be cutbacks, it's a less of money going into the National Health Service. I mean, it stands as it is today. Do you agree with that?
Well, obviously there are more people, and there are more and more people living longer, and that is creating huge problems, not just for the health service, but the number of elderly is growing in our society. And it is true that the older you get, the more dependent you get on the public sector. Nursing homes, residential homes, home care, sheltered housing, wardens, for example, within council services. All these services are facing huge challenges because whilst the money for them is being cut, the demand is growing. And we have said for a number of years now, this isn't sustainable. We have a duty to look after our older people. They've paid taxes all their lives. Now it's our chance to support them, and this government is cutting the very services that are there to help them.
Glenn, thanks very much. This is Paul Harris for This is Swansea Wales, Castle Square in Swansea.